Hey, welcome to this demonstration on how you can run Purple Alley scans in a CI/CD environment. So Purple Alley is a customizable automated accessibility testing tool that allows software development teams to assess whether their products are user-friendly to persons with disability. And it's available open source for anyone to use. So here we'll demo how you can run this automated scan in a CI/CD environment using GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions is available for anyone to use on open source projects, and you can just trigger an accessibility scan by using this repository as a starting base for to use the templates that's provided here, and then you can review the actions workflow to see what each step does, and then of course run the workflow. For more information on how you can use Purple Alice to automate your accessibility scan, feel free to refer to Purple Alice documentation. And for the automated scan today, we will be going through how you can scan using the website crawler. You can refer to CRI mode documentation on Purple Alice website to learn more about the different options that are available to automate this process. With that, you can go to GitHub Actions. So for those who are new to GitHub Actions, essentially you can use the template specified in the YAML file, and then it will appear as a workflow option. With that, and the workflow option will then the YAML file will determine what are the workflows that will be run or a series of actions. Then you can trigger the workflow here. Here we'll be triggering the workflow manually in your software development project. This actually may be triggered automatically depending on certain events that happen. You can configure that in workflows to say the build workflow for building a website or deploying to your website will be the precedent for running a triggering an accessibility scan. For this purpose, we will just trigger it manually. So these are the inputs that's required by Purple Alley. We'll be running the workflow from the main branch. So in your application, you may specify your workflow to run on other branches, or you may have a test branch for testing changes to the workflow file even. So in this case, you can then specify the branch here. We'll be specifying the website URL that you want to start scanning. We'll be specifying mci.gov.sg as a starting URL. And then Purple Alley will start to crawl MCI's website to find other pages and scan each page for accessibility. We will be using the website scanner and specifying the maximum number of pages to scan as 10. If you have a large website, you may scan 10 or even 100. And number of concurrent scans, this you can just set the defaults. If you have a more powerful machine, you can specify a higher number. In other cases, you may also specify a much lower number, such as 1, because if you on some websites, they may trigger a firewall that will block all subsequent requests. So in this case, you may want to specify a low number as 1, so that your behavior of crawling the website is more normal. You may also want to specify whether to include screenshots or not. So for some users who just wants to view the results, say in JSON format, or they just want to review the results for analytical purpose, you may omit screenshots, and that will save a lot of time. Screenshots does take some time to gather from each page. Yep. So, and if you are a website that has robots.txt, and this is very popular in some countries, then you can use that to prevent the Purple Alley website crawler from crawling those pages that are in the disallowed list in robots.txt. And to help us know you better, do fill in your name and email address also, so that we can get to know who are using Purple Alley. With that, I will trigger the scan, and by running the workflow. The workflow will typically take around a minute to run this template scan. Of course, longer if there are more pages. But in a few seconds, you'll see this yellow indicator here, and that means that a scan has started. While the scan runs, I would like to go through what the workflow is doing by looking at the workflow YAML file. So in this case, if we are running it using web crawler test, this is the template you can build off and out of. And in it, we have specified all the parameters you saw just now when you run the workflow. And what happens is we will check out the code from our Purple11y GitHub repository. We'll then build a Docker container. It's basically an isolated environment with all the necessary libraries and dependencies to run Purple11y. Once the Docker image is built, then we can then run a container instance. And in this case, we just coordinate Purple11y container. After that, all the different, we'll execute a container first, and all the different commands will be passed into it. For more information, as mentioned, you can go to the CLI mode documentation as specified, as shown just now. And we will command line switches, such as all the different scanner inputs, URLs are all shown here. And then fit into here. Of course, for some housekeeping, we will just make sure it works. We want to make sure it works. You can print some errors, some logs if you like to see how did the scan perform. If there are errors, it will be shown in these two places. And then, of course, we will zip the results and upload the zip file. The zip file will be uploaded into as an artifact, and then you can download it and view it as a user. So with that, let's go back to actions. And you'll see that the actions workflow has completed. In this case, the actions workflow has the build step. And you just take a look at the start accessibility scan.container step. That's where Purple11y has run a scan. In the console log, you also see a scan summary. In this case, these are the very basic scan results. That there are 5 different types of issues, appearing 56 times across those 5 pages. And these are must fix issues, and so on and so forth for like must fix, good to fix, and image review. We can talk about more about what each of these scan categories results mean. So with that, I will download a copy of the results by going to back to the summary and scrolling down. So as mentioned, all the artifacts by sense in this job has been zipped up and saved as results. You can then go to your downloads folder and review the results here. Going through the results folder, you will see the reports. You have the details.json, which is some metadata about that scan. And so we're just concerned about reports, and we can go to reports.html. And here you will see the accessibility site report with each of the findings for must fix, good to fix, and needs review. So must fix are those issues that really need to be addressed as they cause significant barriers to PWDs. Good to fix are those that contain certain will make certain challenges for PWDs, but by and large, they will still be able to access your digital services with certain workarounds. And of course, needs review, those are issues that primarily need your attention as they may potentially be false positive. So we put that in a separate bucket. And of course, you can see the scan summary includes, on the left-hand side here, includes the URL and number of pages that were crawled. That, hope you enjoyed this short presentation on how you can run Purple11y as a CI/CD step.